Welcome back. Today's Tuesday. It is exactly 2 o'clock. Yeah, I'm late to everything in my life, and today we are here on time. So, this is not the last time I will live stream from my office, I hope. However, one thing is going to be for sure today, we are going to test out this whiteboard. So, the goal is, we're going to use this to talk about Gen Chem 1, which is part of the goal, and Biochem. On here, I'm hoping to write and be able to teach somewhat the same way I do in class, where you'll have a template of the slides, hopefully on a second device, me on a device, and maybe a piece of paper. So if I could suggest anything more millennial, I really would. But I'm going to write on this. And so the curious question is, so we know that if I show you my planner, to me, this looks backwards. To you, also, this is just my goal notebook. We'll talk about that at a later date. You know, since we're now all online all the time, how does this work? But so today we're going to test this out, and we will give it a talk about some of the other exciting things. Also, I have to hop up real fast and close the door because they are doing some construction in the building today, and it could get a little loud. TV timeout. So since I'm already up and about, we're going to give this a test and see how it works. It's a little like Tetris in my office right now. Also, a taller screen would be better. Y'all, I'm so genius. So if hypothetically we were going to discuss how to make chocolate chip cookies. If this was our topic, totally backwards on my end. If you're hanging out watching and you feel the need, you could drop a comment to tell me if you could read it. If it's totally backwards, I'm going to for sure watch this shortly. So to bake cookies, you have two options. 3, 1, eat Chips Ahoy. Effort, none. Option number 2, break and bake. So that would be preheat your oven. Break and bake. And I gotta be honest, with the break and bake, my real preferred decision is always gonna be the Nestle Toll House. And so I find the Pillsbury ones are excellent for sugar cookies, but their chocolate chip cookies are just missing something. I don't know what that something is. If I do and I find out, I'll let you know. And then we would say bake, and then we would enjoy. And in this case, I feel like our effort level here is like minimal, is low. So those are two options, and option 3 is to make dough. Our effort here, so much. So here are just some options. I know if you've just popped in or you're trying to skip through, trying to figure out what I'm talking about today, this doesn't make a lot of sense today, but it will give me some information about how we can see this, what can you see, what can't you see. Likely the font is a little small, so it would require lots of effort in order to do that in an actual teaching environment. So we're going to replay Tetris so that I can be a little bit more involved. So this space is probably not the best. And I know yesterday I talked about how I was going to fix the lights, but let's get real. There are too many other things to do in today, you know, with everything being canceled, everything else being canceled. And it feels like all that could make it, you know what? I'm not going to say what could make it worse, because that's just asking for trouble. So to give some updates, think about some other fun topics. Um, when we think about like what all you should have purchased at the store or what you're buying on Amazon right now. So, things I wish I had found before. Maybe a different coloring book. Hopefully, I will not have to order a pencil sharpener because I don't own one, but I do own some of those like fun, like busy coloring patterns. I am trying to limit my TV consumption because otherwise I'm going to turn into a potato. And that would be kind of unpleasant. But I will admit, I agree. You tell me to stay home and all I want to do is go outside. During the rest of life, when it's like, do you want to go outside? I don't. I stay home. So there's just really something about the idea of it not working. I really should have given different test environments. So let's see, what other excitement do I have for you? I was hoping to reorganize my office this week, but instead I have been trying to figure out the teaching online thing. So if you are one of my students who's watching this today or watching this later or trying to figure out what's going on. So here's what you can kind of expect for my courses. So I teach a Gen Chem 1 lecture, a Biochem 2 lecture, and a Biochem 2 lab. So for my 2 lecture courses, whether it's Gen Chem 1 or Biochem 1, what we're going to do is I will communicate with you via weekly on Friday updates. I know that it feels like every time I send an update, something changes. So you can trust that the update will come on Friday. You can have slight confidence in the fact that right after I send it to you, a different announcement will show up that will basically change everything I just told you. Personally, that gives me anxiety, but that's okay. So I will send Canvas announcements. I will be checking my emails. I have Zoom office hours. So I have sent you a Canvas announcement that gives you a direct link into my office hours. If you show up a few minutes early and I'm not there yet, just stay in the space. You can have the camera on if you have one. If you don't have one, that's okay. There is a text box, I believe. You can send a public message or you can DM the host. I'm the host. And so those are your 2 options in Zoom. I will also be holding Skype meetings if you would like to meet one-on-one. In that case, I will give you my Skype handle and we will make a designated time to basically have a Skype call. So email is always available to you as usual. I tend to be a night owl, so you can email me and I will respond when I have time. In addition to Canvas announcements, we're going to do YouTube live streaming for class. So the advantage here is that I can teach. We're going to hope this works. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it does, but we don't know yet. So we think this works. And then the next thing we're going to really think about is what happens to these. So these are saved and then they are stored on my YouTube channel. They will be in in Gen Chem 1, there are folders, or they're not called folders on YouTube, streams, I guess, sections, video threads. So they will go in with that information so that in there you will also find the example videos and everything else. So that's true for both of my lectures. For Gen Chem 1, there will be a weekly worksheet. That worksheet is basically just going to help us all stay on top of things. So when we think about how this works well, the question will be, what do we do in this case? And I think it's important to just know we're all doing our best, and sometimes our best is all there is. And so we will basically try to be flexible. So if you need an extension on something, you need to ask your faculty, whether it's me or someone else. So we're going to be communicating mostly through Canvas, Zoom, Skype. There will be new assignments. You can expect the modules to change. You can expect everything. Basically, everything we've done is going to change. And sometimes it's stressful. Not sometimes. This is definitely stressful. So, and that's okay. It will be stressful. It is stressful for you. It's stressful for me. I think the only people that are winning right now are people's pets. Because I know today, so I'm in the office today, my dog, Lily, was like, but do you have to go to work? And I was like, yeah, I got to get some stuff. So I am trying to gather what I need so I can go home and continue to have good social distancing skills, which means staying 6 feet away from people. And so in addition to staying away from people, it also means not running unnecessary errands. So I'm pretty much going to go home and then leave the house to walk my dog and exercise. So I've been reading up on a couple of BuzzFeed articles on how to have the best work from home environment. I am going to try to use a schedule. So I have a couple of things. I have a planner, so I will make daily tasks and goals for the day. And I know that at least here in the office, I do kind of wander. Wander is probably not the best word. I tend to go from here to other places and get a few more steps in. So I should expect my step goal to decrease like a little because I have a Garmin, big fan. So the other thing with trying to transition through most of those things is, what do we do in this case? You know what? We have no idea. We're just going to kind of wake up every day and make a plan for the day. That's my plan. If you know me well at all, I'm a hyper planner. I like having a plan. Plans are the best. However, right now my plan is to have less of a plan and to use what I can do. And to be honest, we're just going to, I don't want to say, let it go like Elsa, but just kind of do that. So we're going to try those kind of things. Today I can hear they're installing a piece of equipment around the corner, which I don't know why they're doing that today, but they are. So I can hear that. And then I'm sure at home, my dog, who is usually super quiet, will wait until we're in the middle of something and just kind of have a meltdown, because that's what dogs do. So we will have those informations. There are lots of other things for my courses. If you have your textbook, hopefully you'll be able to read along and that kind of thing. Let's see, what else? I'm considering learning to bake bread. Does anyone know how to bake bread? I make bread, but it's not often very good. I did figure out a recipe for pizza dough. That was really excellent. Otherwise, I feel very like I have no idea what's happening. Let's think about other things. Ooh, if you're a student, you are probably curious about your exams. I'm still working on the best plan. To be honest, we're going to have one. It's going to be okay. We will make a plan. What is the plan? I have the idea of a plan. If you've watched Friends, someone asked Phoebe if she had a plan, and she looked back and said, I don't even have a pla, which is like the first half of the word plan. And that's kind of how I feel right now. Like I have a pla, like not a whole plan. I have the idea of a plan. So I will share with you how we're going to have exams when we know. Right now, there are no exams during the scheduled times because UNF today, and today is, hold on, I've moved on my calendars. What day is this? It is March 17th. It's St. Patrick's Day. Forgot to wish you a St. Patrick's Day. This shirt does have a little green in it, but it's quite Christmassy because we all know I love Christmas. So today at 2:13 p.m., the current plan, which I am sure is changing because everything else has changed, is that in 2 weeks we will resume on campus. I'm concerned that could change, but for now, there isn't a statement that says something different that has been released by the university. So that's kind of where we are. The other things I will tell you is we are going to do I feel like I said it a lot today, we're just going to do our best. I would recommend making sure you're getting enough physical exercise. One of the blogs that I read about how to work from home said that you should get up and get dressed and put your shoes on every day. I'm probably not going to wear shoes, but I will say getting up and getting dressed and turning into a person helps me remember that I have things that need to be accomplished. The other thing is, just because you're working from home or studying from home doesn't mean that it needs to consume your whole life. So make sure that you are still doing some level of self-care, whether that is coloring, Netflixing a new show. I will take suggestions that they're not filming The Bachelor right now. Or The Bachelorette. So this is going to go on a long time, and I'm not fully prepared not to have a season of The Bachelorette in May. I guess I have 6 weeks to get prepared, though. So that is currently on hiatus. I'll be very glad when that comes back. I've heard good things about, I think, the new Love is Blind Netflix show. I intend to stream parts of that during my quarantine, or let's call it social distancing. I am not quarantined because I am at work today. In other exciting news, to be honest, I don't have a lot. Right now, it just feels like it's Taco Tuesday, and I'm not sure I'm getting tacos for dinner because I didn't think to buy anything to make tacos. So instead, I will likely be having health food because I like health food. So I think I am going to sign off I know it's only 15 of the previously scheduled 20 minutes, but I am going to check out how this writing worked and see whether or not it looks good. I hope that you guys are all staying safe and being socially distant, which is key. Socially distant is 6 feet apart. If both of you hold your hands out, you should not even be close to fingertip to fingertip. You just want to be far enough away that if you are sick or they are sick, neither of you can get the other person sick. I know it's hard. We want to see our friends and our family and try to spend more time together. But to be honest, in this time, it is really crucial that we spend time and we take advantage of the opportunity we have prior to the virus just being even more and more. So I will see you all next week for class. Gen Chem 1 starts at 3 o'clock. Biochem 2 starts at 4:30. If you are new to this channel, feel free to come along and learn the rest of our semester or the next 2 weeks. Have a great rest of the day.